Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Southeastern Freight Lines Soccer Complex here in Columbia, South Carolina, for tonight's historic Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup matchup. First home Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup game for Columbia. And it is the visiting North Carolina Fusion from the Triad of North Carolina and your 2022 SC United Bantams. Our officials for this evening's game is assigned by U.S. Soccer. Our center referee is Wilmer Soriano. Associate referees Paige Bell and Ramneek Chatwal. And our fourth official on the sideline is Ed Waddell. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting North Carolina Fusion. Starting in goal number 1, Joshua Perryman. At defender number 2, Samuel Henneberg. At defender number 4, Toden Sousa. At defender number 5, Samuel Hall. At defender number 6, Carson Talboys. In the midfield, number 7, Faisal Alumbaslat. In the midfield, number 9, Nito Prajero. At forward, number 10, De Silva Gamero. At defender, number 11, Alexandre Horvino. In the midfield, number 14, Tom Marriott. And also in the midfield for the Fusion, number 16, Jamie DeLuzio. The head coach of the NC Fusion is Chris Williams. Assistant coaches Leon Davis and Eric Winkler. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your starting lineup and coaches for the NC Fusion. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here is tonight's starting lineup for your SC United Bantams. Starting in goal number 1, Gustavo Vasconcelos. At defender number 2, Kyle McLeod. In the midfield, and longtime Bantams player number 8, Harrison Roberts. At forward, number 9, Edmundo Robinson. At forward, number 10, Dion Dozell. At defender, number 15, Max Landau. In the midfield, number 21, Luis Flores. At defender, number 24, Robbie Jenkinson. At defender, number 26, Rafael Sanero. In the midfield, number 27, Juan de Sousa. And starting at defender for your SC United Bantams, number 30, Ivan Fleck. The head coach of your SC United Bantams, starting his 6th season, is Lee Morris. Assistant coaches, Adrian Panasco. Goalkeeping coach, Tanner Osborne. Assistants, TK Aberhaman and Asher Quave Robinson. The general manager of your SC United Bantam is Matt Lugo, and the executive director of SC United, Rob Strickland. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your starting lineup and coaches for the home SC United Bantams. And now, ladies and gentlemen, kindly please rise, remove your caps and hats as we take time to honor America and our servicemen and women serving here in the United States and around the world who keep our nation safe and free. as well as our veterans and their past sacrifices that positively impact our freedoms today. And now the singing of our national anthem from SC United youth member Kaya Tucker.
And you sing by the dawn's early light, what so proudly held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars in a perilous fight o'er the ramparts we rush, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets overhead, the boats bursting in on, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land and the free and the home of the brave?
That is Kaya Tucker, one of our SC United Bantam's youth member, very beautifully singing our national anthem. And do keep America in your thoughts and prayers. Well, I'm public address announcer Tim Donnelly, welcoming you into the Southeastern Freight Line Soccer Complex. We are just about set for the opening kickoff of this very historic Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup soccer match between the NC Fusion of the Triad of North Carolina and your SC United Bantams from Columbia, South Carolina. And welcome into the Southeastern Freight Line Soccer Complex here in Columbia, South Carolina. It is the Lamar Cup U.S. Open Cup match. Two USL teams going at it here. The homestanding SC United Bantams and the Fusion of North Carolina. Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Donnelly. My privilege and pleasure to call the play-by-play for tonight's game. It is my absolute privilege and pleasure to welcome in our color analyst, and believe me, he is no stranger whatsoever to South Carolina soccer fans. He is the longtime head coach of the Gamecocks of the University of South Carolina, just retiring after 41 seasons, Mark Burson. Mark, so glad to have you here for what's a real historic night. The Bantams have played in the U.S. Open Cup game, but never here in Columbia. It's the first time ever.
Well, it's a great night for Columbia. It's a great night for the state of South Carolina. You know, South Carolina United's done a great job of building their program straight from the youth program straight on up to this level. And it is a historic night to welcome North Carolina here and to host this game.
So, meanwhile, the Bantams are in the blue jerseys with the white numerals and white trim. And the Fusion in their white jerseys, red shorts, and white socks. And we got a throw-in coming up for the Fusion. And it's cleared by SC United. Mark, one of the guys we got to watch out for is Harrison Roberts, number 8. He's the longtime SC United Bantams player. As Lee Morris has said, nobody wears the SC United badge as well as Harrison Roberts has over the years. This will be his 5th season, and this year he is also going to be taking on the role of assistant coach along with playing for SC United.
Well, you know, Harrison's a veteran, and especially early in the year, that's so important. I mean, this is just the very beginning of the season with the World Cup moved up. The teams have started the Lamar Cup process much earlier, so it's two teams that are in their very beginning stages of putting together their squads, and so his leadership's going to be very important.
The Fusion will stick it in just outside the box, but coming out quickly to make a stave is goaltender Gustavos Vasconcelos. Oh, it's quickly back in deep. And Josh Perryman, the goaltender, will kick it out, and we'll get a throw in for SC United. Mark, talk about the conditions. This is March, okay? And the field is in pretty decent shape, but man, is it windy. How's that going to affect the play on the field?
Well, you know, it's coming and going as far as the wind, but when it's in, it's pretty strong. So right now it's blowing to our left to right, favoring, if you will, South Carolina United as far as at their back. So it'll be interesting to see. I think that as the sun goes down, it may calm down a little bit and not be much of a factor. But right now, it's a little bit gusty. When the ball goes up, it's going to be a test for the center backs of the Fusion to deal with. South Carolina United's come out with two strikers up top. They'll contest straight up against those defenders, and the wind could cause some issues.
All right, we're about 4 minutes into this Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup match. Headed back to the defense. And now Harrison Roberts almost a steal. Kicked back deep into the Fusion end. And a header now, a steal for the Bantams. It's Dan Dozell. And now we're going to get a foul on one of the Fusion players. I guess, Mark, I don't know what we'd rather have, the wind or the, here we get a little look at it here, and there's the foul on number 4, Souza. Got a free kick here for SC United. Good scoring opportunity. Comes the whistle. Kick is right on. It's on goal, but a big stop there by Joshua Perryman, and a pretty good effort there in that free kick.
Yeah, I think, you know, again, that was what we just talked about. The ball stays up. Center back for the Fusion has to sort of knock it down as he's retreating, and they pick it up, and then there's a subsequent foul. So, you know, again, I don't think the wind's going to have a giant factor in the game, but on really deep balls served up, it could be a little bit difficult for the center backs.
And Mark, as you well said, this wind likely to die down once the sun starts going down. It is going down now. All right, here come the Fusion, put it in a box. Out of reach there of Alexander Horvino. Now it's fired the other way. Fight for the ball. It's out of bounds. It'll go to the Fusion. Throwing it in, Alexander Horvino. Horvino puts it in the box, knocked out of there alertly. But North Carolina still has it. Now it's sent to the far side. On it there, Gamero. As the Fusion being deliberate now. Now they throw it. Top of the box, here comes a shot, it's right on. But a good stop there by Vasconcelos. Fusion worked that ball well that time, going from sideline to sideline.
They did. They've had a couple of good penetrations and got some good balls swung in from the left side. And I think that's something that, you know, the South Carolina United's going to have to deal with. Number 16 out here has done a great job whipping some balls in. So let's see if he's able to continue that tonight. If not, they're gonna have to drop their outside, their wing backs, number 15, back in to cover this guy up a little bit, because he's getting some good balls into the back.
The voice you're listening to is our color analyst tonight of our U.S. Open Cup match between the SC United Bantams and the North Carolina Fusion is Mark Burson, 43 years as a head coach of the Gamecocks of the University of South Carolina soccer team. Mark is from Summit, New Jersey, played his college soccer with the Tar Heels of North Carolina, has been to 1 final, 2 Final Fours, 5 Sweet 16s. And Mark, how tough was it to walk away after 43 years?
Yeah, coaching is in your blood, so I don't think it ever leaves. So being involved with you tonight is great, and being involved with the game is something that is deeply a part of me. But you know, it's great to see these two teams tonight and see them battling out here in Columbia.
And Mark, one thing our listeners would like to know about you is that you're not just playing golf and planting tomatoes all day with this retirement. You're doing some work with Major League Soccer. Tell us about it.
Well, I work with the competition department for MLS in the match director program. So basically, that involves going in and helping to administrate the games and being the eyes and ears of the league on the ground on match day. So that's been a lot of fun, and very challenging, and a very important thing. I'm watching the game here while we're talking, and the Fusion whipped a couple of great balls in there. Again, coming up, they're getting at them on this left side, and South Carolina United is going to have to tighten that up. But thanks, Tim. I mean, working with MLS has been great, and I'm really enjoying it.
And you don't have to go too far, Mark, to see a game, right? A new MLS team, Charlotte FC in Charlotte, playing at Bank of America Stadium, owned by Ed Tepper, the owner of the Carolina Panthers. And so far, it's been all North Carolina Fusion here. Not much action happening on the other end.
Yeah. South Carolina United's come out in a 3-5-2 with 3 in the back and 5 across the midfield. And what's happened here is that the wide play for the Fusion has pulled this number 15 for South Carolina United back in. So it's going to be a little bit of a battle. They're going to have to drop this this wing back in to cover up the 16 for the Fusion. And right now they're need to tighten that up a little bit, because there's been some good balls whipped in from this side.
Goal kick coming up for the NC Fusion. By the way, these two USL teams battled in the playoffs here the opening round. It was the last game to send the team to the Final Four. The Bantams scored the first goal, and then in stoppage time in the first half, right before the referee blew the whistle, the Fusion tied it up. The game went to overtime. The Fusion scored a goal in OT, and they ended up winning the game over the Bantams by a score of 2-1. The Fusion then went to the Final Four and went to the championship game against the Des Moines Menace, a very strong USL team for many years. And it was the Menace defeating the Fusion 1-0. They had a pretty good season last year. All right, throw in here for number 11. It's knocked out again by the Bantams. Alexander Horvino will throw it in again. Eleven and a half minutes into this match. A little bit of a delay here as we await the throw in. It's been pretty much all NC Fusion here in the first almost 12 minutes. Orvino to find an open man. They send it all the way back out, and now they're going to reorganize all the way back to midfield. Bantams coming out quickly to challenge. And the ball's out of bounds. This will be a throw-in for SC United. Harrison Roberts, number 8, starting his 5th season with SC United from Runcorn, England. Played his college soccer at University of West Alabama, and now this past season he was a grad assistant. Throw in for the Fusion. Mark, talk about the field condition just from your eyes here in our press box.
Yeah, I mean, for this early in the season, it's in pretty good shape. But this is not, you know, we've seen this field before. It is absolutely immaculate during the course of the year. But we haven't had the warm weather where the grass really hasn't popped yet. To be honest, it's covered, but it's a little bit bumpy. Not really what you normally see out here in this stadium. So I don't think it's, you know, at the point where it's going to be really disruptive to the players, but they're going to need to pay attention because there's going to be a few bumps here and there.
All right, we got a corner kick now. And Da Silva Gomero elects just to play it short. And now the ball going to be kicked out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for SC United. I'm Tim Donnelly with the play-by-play from Columbia, South Carolina. Long time Gamecocks, the University of South Carolina head coach Mark Burson joining me in the broadcast booth on a relatively mild night here in Columbia for March the 23rd. I mean, I know we had some threat of rain, but it really didn't materialize too much. It is a little bit windy, but the wind is dying down. But it could be cold out here for March 23rd, and it hasn't been. It was about a high of 76 here today in Columbia.
I think we dodged a bullet.
Yep.
We're expecting maybe some rain tonight, and it could have been a little sloppy, and it's absolutely beautiful. For the players, perfect, you know, just perfect. Nice and cool, and I think it's what they want, especially early in the season where they really haven't gotten in and gotten into training and had much of a preseason yet, so it's perfect conditions.
Max Landau will take this kick, and the Bantams are going to reorganize just inside their side of midfield. No score, about 15 minutes played here in the first half. First time ever the Bantams have hosted a Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup game. They did play in one in 2017 in Atlanta against the Silverbacks. They were beaten, but Mark, we got to talk too about the outstanding season the Bantams had last year. They won the Deep South Division with an 11-1-2 record. They went 7-0 at home, including one home playoff win. So it was a great season, best ever for Lee Morris and the Bantams last season.
Well, they did have a great year, and they've been able to, just like the Fusion, to be honest, they've been able to pull a number of really good players. As the college season ends in May, there's more and more players that become available for these squads. And that's important because they're able to rotate their squads. In other words, yeah, everyone wants to play and play every match, but as you move through the type of season that these guys have to go through during the hot months of the summer, you need to have a good, deep squad that you can rotate players in and out and keep them fresh. And so the Bantams did a great job in building their roster with these players that are out here tonight and others. What a successful job they've done, and Lee Morris and the staff have really done well to build on that, I think, coming into this season.
As Lee would say, he loves working with the lads. Lee from England. Bantams had an opportunity. One thing I have seen so far, Mark, I'd like you to comment on too. Our referee tonight, he's done a lot of USL 2 games, Wilmer Soriano, but what I've seen in the early going, he is letting the guys play. Only 2 fouls called so far.
Yeah, and I think that's good. That's what's required, especially in a cup game, a championship game. And again, right now these two teams are sort of feeling each other out a little bit. The Fusion has had a little bit more of the ball, but I think you'll see in the second half the intensity and the tempo pick up as everyone's kind of sorted out the way the game's going to tend to go. So right now everyone's just sort of feeling the thing out a little bit to see, probing and seeing where they can get at the opponent.
So far, the Fusion have dominated. They've had some shots on goal. Here comes a long one, and measuring it well was the Bantams goalkeeper Vasconcelos. The shot there from Tonin Sousa from long range, but he got it on goal.
Yeah, he got all of that one, and good goalkeeping. Again, you talk about the field conditions a little bit. It's going to be bumpiest and choppiest right in that penalty area, and low balls like that can take a hop and create a problem for the goalkeeper. So he's got to be on his toes.
All right, once again in deep, the Fusion. Turnaround shot, wide. The Bantams had it but lost control, and the Fusion did not hold it in along the far sideline, and the Bantams will get a throw in. Mark, I have to ask you, it's kind of the elephant in the room we haven't talked about yet so far, but U.S. Soccer changed its rules this year, I think to help MLS, and they decided to allow these U.S. Open Cup games to start earlier. Normally they would not start until May, and while it certainly has benefited some, it hasn't benefited teams like these two tonight, the Bantams and the Fusion, because this is considered a professional game, and so players that still have eligibility are not allowed to play. So that certainly has hampered both teams. They've had to dive into their amateur ranks. There's a few players that their eligibility has been exhausted that are able to play, but what's your take on that move?
Well, I think, first of all, as you said, the entire calendar has moved back because of the World Cup. And so the MLS has started earlier. Everyone started earlier. So obviously a big tournament and a prestigious tournament as the Lamar Cup has to start earlier, and this is the earlier round. So this is as early as anyone's going to be starting.
I know.
And you're right. It does impact these teams, which we talk about these clubs being the pathway to the pros. We talk about these clubs being an opportunity for college players in the summer to play and develop and keep in shape for the college season, and also have an opportunity to maybe move on. So, as I said, these teams are going to build their rosters, not only with these players out here tonight, but new players as they come in, and I think that'll be what you'll see. But tonight, I mean, you've got to win this game, so these guys are giving it everything tonight. And to be honest, it's a pretty good game considering they haven't had a lot of time to work together, either team.
A few practices, right? That's about it.
Yeah, and you know, I think South Carolina United's been together about a week, so it's not much.
And we're 20 minutes in now to the first half. Pass intercepted. Harrison Roberts with a good dish. Headed out of danger. Roberts flicks it a little deeper, and they fight for it along the far side. It is out, and looks like a Fusion throw in. And again, Mark, these are tough decisions that have to be made. As you said, it's factored in by the World Cup, and so it's just something that you have to deal with. And I certainly understand that it's a challenge for Lee Morris and also the head coach of the Fusion, Chris Williams. But again, these two are playing pretty competitively right now.
Yes, they are. I mean, again, you know, I'm going to say it's going to be interesting to see in the second half, Tim, because, you know, the fitness is going to be a factor as you move into the second half. These guys are not accustomed to going 90 minutes yet. They've only trained just a few days. And so it'll be interesting to see. And I think depth will be an important factor for both clubs. And it is a nice, cool night. And I know the players have to be thankful for that.
Well, Edmundo Robinson was fouled and slow to get up, but he is up right now in the Bantams. We'll get a free kick, and to take the kick for SC United, Max Landau. What's the strategy here, Mark, for SC United on this kick?
Well, I think they're going to try to whip this ball in that space between the goalkeeper and where that line is. So, you know, again, they haven't had a lot of time to work on, you know, a lot of this. You know, they haven't had a chance to work on anything with any depth as far as free kicks or whatever. I don't think he'd be particularly happy with that one, but
yep,
you know, it happens.
So we get a throw in for the Bantams. They're in the blue jerseys with the black shorts, blue, black, blue, and the NC Fusion, white, red, white. All right, it's into Harrison Roberts. He'll throw that toward the goal. Stop there made by Joshua Perryman. (4-1) the shot so far in favor of the Fusion. And here they come again. Tom Marriott. Great tackle there. Off the ball he goes. It was Juan D'Souza with the effort for SC United. Now it's way back downfield. Wind kicking up again here. Bantams will head the ball. Robinson. And a foul on the Fusion there. Alexander Horvino. Four fouls for the Fusion, just one against SC United. And here is D'Souza. And the Fusion steals. Bantams get back. And they'll send it down the wing. Nate Pinheiro. And we get a kick coming up here for SC United. The goalkeeper will take it. Booms it deep. Robinson headed it, but out of the end line. We'll get a goal kick now coming up for the Fusion. You can see they're trying to get that ball to Edmundo Robinson, and he has some speed and has some skill, and I think that strategy will continue by Lee Morris.
Yeah, I think right now, South Carolina United has got to get a little bit of possession. I think, you know, Roberts needs to assert some leadership there in the middle of the park and maybe come back a little deeper, get his foot on the ball, and try to control the tempo a little bit. Because right now, you know, South Carolina United's got some deep threats, but then they're losing possession, and you know, they're spending a good bit of time back on their heels. So, you know, again, this is just the first half of, you know, probably the 7th, 8th day they've been together.
Exactly.
They're just figuring it out. But I think what Coach will do at halftime is, you know, make sure to get Harrison back on the ball and try to get some possession where they can move it from side to side, keep the ball, get the Fusion pulled back in their area a little bit deeper, and get some, you know, get some chances that way.
I'm sure some of what might be going on, and we're not being too facetious here, Mark, is, hey, excuse me, what's your name?
Yeah, well, literally, and you know, when you put the guys together, right, you have all these things that you need to put together to put a team out. You have the structure, you have the understandings of the players, you have all the set piece situations, you have the defensive organization, and you know, South Carolina United has focused early on the defensive structure because that's the first thing to put in, and the rest is going to come. And I think in this game, as they get playing time together, they're going to have an opportunity to, you know, rough out a few of the edges and be able to hopefully, you know, build the rhythm that they want to build right now.
SC United has played a little bit better now in the last 5 to 7 minutes. So maybe they're getting their legs a little bit. Mark Burson, the longtime 43-year head coach of the University of South Carolina Gamecocks men's soccer team. Our color analyst, I'm Tim Donnelly from Columbia, South Carolina. And Mark, I did want to ask you to talk about what it is these players are experiencing playing in a U.S. Open Cup game. It's just so different than playing in the USL too, isn't it? It's something you can always say that, hey, I played in a Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup game. Tell us what it's like from your perspective.
Well, I think, you know, the big thing is, and again, the comparison is, you know, the FA Cup in England, where, you know, you have a number of teams in different leagues. Everyone has a shot. Everyone has the dream. And your home fans, which have been tremendous here tonight, have an opportunity to come out and support and watch this team. You know, who's next? Who's the next team on the list? Where are we going next? And that's exciting. You know, it's an exciting event. It's great to qualify and to have an opportunity to play, and especially to play at home. I mean, this is a real highlight for Columbia in the state of South Carolina. And I'm really excited for this team and what they've been able to do last year and what they've, you know, aspire to do here in the future. And they're now starting to get more possession and be able to switch the ball and try to create a bit more. So, whoops, a little foul there.
Yep. Foul there against the Bantams. Rafael Carneiro. And the Fusion now back deep in their own end. Almost 30 minutes in now. And quickly on the move. Here comes Tom Marriott. Down the left flank. Tried to center one. In the box, blocked. And we should get a corner kick coming up for North Carolina.
Very nice series there from the Fusion, you know, switching the point of the attack, getting the ball down, and then finding that pass to break the back line, and really good defending in the end from United to snuff that out.
Corner kick in the box, headed out nicely by the Bantams, but still controlled by the Fusion. Shot blocked by the defense, but the Fusion still have it. Tackled along the far side. It should be a throw-in for the Fusion. They are from the Greensboro, Winston-Salem, High Point area. They draw players from all three, and I think, Mark, you were telling me that they're getting more and more players from the big schools: North Carolina, NC State, Wake Forest, Duke.
Yes, traditionally, I mean, this squad has been loaded with a lot of players from those ACC schools in that area, as the Bantams have had a number of players from the colleges in our state. I mean, you have South Carolina, Clemson, Furman, Lander. There's a number of players from Lander here tonight because I believe they've exhausted their eligibility. And they have, in the state of South Carolina, the caliber of college soccer is really outstanding.
Oh, so yes, it is.
Both of these teams are stacked with really good players, and some of the players you're seeing out here tonight are players that have come through that system. In other words, they may have exhausted their eligibility, and now they're playing for these teams, which is really what you want, is that next echelon for these guys to have a chance to go on after their college careers, to be able to play and have a career and have a shot at moving up the professional ladder.
One thing I like about soccer in the U.S. is that certainly a lot of the top talent go to the big schools, but yet you can still see some of these smaller schools, and they have some great players. I know when I was with the general manager of the Charlotte Eagles, we had guys from Houghton College, Messiah, Judson. Nobody heard of these schools, and yet we were competitive with teams that had players from College of Charleston, NC State, North Carolina. So there are some diamonds in the rough out there in these small schools.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the college coaches now scan the world for talent.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so there's great players. A lot of these student athletes want to come to the United States to get an education and play, and there's great opportunities.
Look out. Penetrating there for the Fusion, but the shot went wide. A good opportunity there.
Yeah, that was a great opportunity. I mean, that was really well done by the Fusion, and the Bantams were fortunate that one was struck wide.
That was Tom Marriott, who's been active today for the Fusion. And Mark, by the way, we were talking before the broadcast about one of your former players, Nate Watkins, who played with the Charlotte Eagles. And boy, you had some great stories about Nate, and a big goal he had against UCLA.
Nate scored a bike against UCLA in front of a packed house in Columbia for us to beat them 3-2 when they came in ranked #1 in the country. And it was Nathan Watkins on the night. A great team we had that year, and Nathan outstanding, and it was a wonderful, wonderful evening, and I'll never forget that goal. And Nate was a wonderful player in our program for 4 years.
Awesome, yeah, so good. He was a great player. So we see there it's Edmundo Robinson. He's had a rough night so far, hasn't he, Mark?
Yeah, well, that's part and parcel with what you got to do, right? I mean, he's a big guy. He's going to be called on to hold up the ball. He's going to take some blows. He's got to, he's going to, if you're going to have the ball, you're going to take some heat. And he's certainly doing that tonight.
Oh, he got a foot up high there.
Yeah. Well, he really came through that as, he's complaining, and the foot was up high, but he also came in to challenge there. So he kind of
free kick in deep, looking for a header. It's in the box. Look out. Moving in. Taken taken down in the box, no call. All the Bantams fans wanted one there, but the way that the referee's been calling things, there's no way. But Luis Flores was in deep, but taken down, but no call.
Yeah, I think it was the right decision. Let's look at it here. Good on the turn, squeezes it through there. Yeah, and he
Was bumped a little bit, but
there wasn't enough in it.
Right.
That was good decision by the ref.
that may have been the best opportunity in the game, even though the Fusion has had the territorial play. Flores was in deep there.
Yeah, very good. Now the Bantams are putting some pressure on now.
To Robinson, trying to knife his way through. Robinson taken down. And what do we have, Mark?
That's a penalty for sure.
Oh, wow.
That's a penalty for sure. And, good composure by the Bantams. Instead of whipping another ball in there, they decide to play it short here to Robinson. Very, very nice the way he squeezes through there, and that's a straight-up penalty, well earned. And but it started with the decision to play him through and give him an opportunity to run and goal, and he made the most of it.
So, it will be Edmundo Robinson with the the penalty kick, I beg your pardon, against Joshua Perryman. And a chance to give the Bantams a 1-0 lead. All right, Perryman talking to one of the officials, and Robinson waiting for the signal. Here we go. Robinson scores! So, talk about what Robinson did there. What was his strategy? It obviously worked, Mark. He put it right home.
Yeah, I think, he took a pretty measured run up, and he knew where he was going to strike it and finished it well. I mean, and that's a very, very interesting turn in this game because the Fusion has had a good bit of the ball. They've had a large number of chances, and now, South Carolina United, a well-earned penalty, I will say, off the free kick, well thought out, gave Robinson an opportunity to run at the defender, and he earned the penalty well. He took the penalty well. So now this is going to really spice up the game.
Oh, yeah. And as you know, Mark, a lot of times you can have the possession, but it just takes one goal in the back of your net, and you're wondering what in the world happened.
Right. I mean, for again, this is going to liven up the game already. You're going to see a lot more intensity from both teams now, and this is exciting.
Your SC United goal. Penalty kick goal scored by number 9, Edmundo Robinson. 38th minute. Again, that penalty kick goal for SC United, 9. Robinson in the 38th minute. Mark, does that penalty, does that PK goal give the Bantams a lift?
Oh yeah, I think it definitely gives him a lot more confidence. You can see it right out of the kick. And again, but you know, the Fusion have come back and put a dangerous ball in. So again, South Carolina United has not had the possession they would like. They're being very effective. They're being very pragmatic defensively, and they're making the most of their opportunities. That goal, that penalty came from a flurry of good opportunities that they had before.
Now look out! Coming out to make the save for the Bantams, Gustavo Vasconcelos. And the Fusion here wanted a PK call. What do you think, Mark?
I don't think there was enough in that, honestly. You know.
Oh yeah, no way.
Because the ball was away, the ball was going in the goalkeeper. He's got a case, but maybe not strong enough.
We are in the 42nd minute, and SC United has that 1-0 lead on that penalty kick by Edmundo Robinson. Let's see if much stoppage time. I don't think there should be too much stoppage time here. I got a little delay here. The Bantams have the kick. Here it comes. It's like it's going to go headed out by North Carolina. That's going to be a goal kick for SC United, first one of the match.
And SC United is not going to be in a big hurry here.
Yep.
They're going to take their time and get set up and make sure you can see them getting set up to make sure they don't get countered on, and see if they can convert on this. Again, this is a little bit of, you know, they haven't had a chance to put in a lot of the nuances and things they want to do on corners. Neither team has. So we'll be interested to see what they come up with. That was a great chance there.
Yes, it was.
Very good.
Out.
Good flashing run. That could have produced for them. That was well done.
Yes, it was. And the Fusion finally get it out. And now it's stolen right back by SC United. Mark, tell me about Van Taylor.
Oh my goodness, Van Taylor is a legend. He is one of the all-time greats in South Carolina soccer as the longtime head coach at Lander. But I remember Van back in his New Jersey days as one of the best goalkeepers in the New Jersey area. Went on to play professionally, was assistant coach for Ralph Lundy for years. And that Van Taylor has done it all, and he is he's been an outstanding coach, an outstanding player. I mean, honestly, that's a guy that's done it all in soccer in the United States. So I'm not sure, I think the official is given a yellow card here.
Yep.
And so this will give an opportunity for the Fusion.
Ladies and gentlemen, The clock is stopped at the 45-minute mark. The referee is keeping the official time on the field. Clock has been stopped at the 45-minute mark. The official keeping the time on the field. Great block up front by SC United's Robinson. It's been a big factor here in the game. Tim Donnelly along with Mark Burson from Southeastern Freight Line Soccer Complex. U.S. Open Cup match, SC United Bantams and the North Carolina Fusion. And the Fusion trying to equalize here before halftime. Good defense there by the Bantams. Now a great tackle there and a steal by the Bantams. Outstanding job there from Rafael Carneiro. Yeah, push from behind there. That'll be against Robinson.
And that's going to be a booking as well.
Ah.
Again, that's a booking. It might not have been actually, it might have been not a bad foul to take at that point, to be honest, because they were, the Fusion was coming back the other way pretty quickly. It's right before the half. It might not have been bad to take a foul there. I don't think he wanted to take him from behind and get booked, but, you know, he did clearly want to stop play.
So yellow card against Edmundo Robinson. Kick for the Bantams. There it is. It's headed, but over top the goal. And that's going to do it. Time is over, and the SC United Bantams, despite being outplayed, will take a 1-0 lead to the half. And Mark Burson, your first half impressions.
Well, I think it's been a really good game. There's been chances at both ends. And, you know, again, I have to stress, for teams that are still in the very beginnings of the formulation of who they're going to be this year, both teams have done really, really well. Definitely the Fusion have been a little bit more calm on the ball. They've had a little more possession. But South Carolina United came in here, focused on their defending, focused on getting that right, and they created enough opportunities and the critical opportunity to get the goal. So the second half should be outstanding. And again, these teams are going to evolve as this second half goes along. Every minute is another opportunity for them to try to grow as a group. And there's going to be a lot of intensity because United's got to get that goal. The Fusion's got to get that goal, excuse me.
Yes, indeed. And by the way, Mark, the opponent for the winner of this game is already set. The Charlotte Independents next week, the top level of USL, United Soccer League Soccer. That'll be the opponent for the winner. So at least it won't be too far to travel. But the Independents always a good organization, and that's where the winner of this game will be headed next week in the next round of the U.S. Open Cup. I'm Tim Donnelly with a play-by-play. Our color analyst doing a marvelous job. Mark Burson, long-time head coach of the Gamecocks of the University of South Carolina. We're at the half. The Bantams have the lead 1-0. We're going to step out when we come back, the start of the second half. Stay with us. Okay, Mark, great job. You're taking the lead. You're putting it right on the field. Oh, really? Well, that's one of the things I always think about. I love my color now. I do football, basketball, soccer. I like to set up the questions, you know, for the guy. Or my card. But I thought about the question going through it. Man, just knocking it out of the park every question I I've never doing a PA. I would have played that
I didn't know you were doing a clock. Hey.
Oh, I know. Well, I hope I'm trying to I'm going to give you the snap. Okay, Oh, this is on demand tonight? I try to send my wife a link, but I don't know where to find it. Oh, can you? Thank you so much.
Let me double check the link.
All right, yeah, sure, thank you. Well, I was wondering about that too, yeah. I was thinking about that too, Kirby. But I'll put it on my resume. How's it looking? Yeah, good. Very good. It's all good.
We got lucky on the weather there. You guys know that. That was looking a little sketchy for a while there.
Yeah, because I was thinking about going home.
Where you guys now?
He's out of the deal. And
That's what I'm used to doing. I went over to Gordon. That white man. He had me out a lot. He had to barely roll. Well, you're going to turn forward back into the
All right, we got to get going here. All right, thanks.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the beer garden has been restocked. The beer garden has been restocked. If anyone would like a drink, please come to the beer garden. Anyone over the age of 21, please come to the beer garden. It has been restocked. Once again, the beer garden has been restocked. If anyone would like some more beer.
And welcome back to the Southeastern Line Soccer Complex. Just about set for the start of the second half. The Bantams with a PK in that first half with the lead 1-0. I'm joined as my color analyst, Mark Beerson, longtime head coach of the University of South Carolina Gamecocks men's soccer team. I'm Tim Donnelly. So, Mark, first of all, for the Bantams, what did Lee Morris tell his troops at halftime, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think first of all they would be happy to go in up 1-0, and I'm sure they told them, look, we need to keep the ball a little bit better. We need to, have a little more possession. Look, they don't need to come out and string, 30 passes together, but they have to keep enough possession to get North Carolina back in their own half, so that when they break on them, they're not getting opportunities. And so, and that also is going to get North Carolina Fusion less possession, and so it'll be interesting to watch here in the second half. For the Fusion, yeah, they had more shots. 2 subs we have coming in, and let's see, we've got 22 for 27 and 14 for 10 in the 46.
But there's the first half stats for you, Mark.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right, so let's see if we can get the substitutions here. We are underway now in the second half. The Bantams will move from right to left across your screen, and they have it now deep in their own end. We got a couple of substitutions. We'll get those for you in just a moment. The Bantams will fire it to the midfield, and flicked out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for the Bantams. Tim Donnelly along with Mark Burson from Columbia, South Carolina. This Lamar Cup U.S. Open Cup game, first U.S. Open Cup game ever for the Bantams. They had been in one prior in 2017 on the road in Atlanta against the Silverbacks. The Bantams were defeated. Looking for their first win, and they have the 1-0 lead. The Fusion did pretty much outplay them in that first half, but the Bantams got the PK call as Edmundo Robinson was taken down to the box, and he finished well to give the Bantams that 1-0 lead.
Yeah, I think the thing was that the Bantams had to be very pleased that they absorbed so much pressure in the first half, So their defensive organization was pretty good. As you mentioned, they had 8 saves compared to only 2 for the Fusion. Corners was 4-1 in favor of the Fusion. So, they absorbed some pressure, and that's not a bad thing. They've been able to do that. Now they've got a goal. Hopefully they can settle down just a little bit more and get their foot on the ball. I saw that they made 2 subs, and I'm sure that's designed to give them a little more fresh legs there in the middle of midfield, and hopefully they can control the play just a little bit more. If they can swing the balance just a bit more in that direction, it's going to help them. But again, the Fusion is enjoying a lot of the ball. Are they going to be able to get in and create the chances that they did in the first half? That's going to be the big question.
We have some substitutions to start this second half for SC United. Into the game, number 22, Aiden O'Brien. Number 22, Aiden O'Brien. In for the Bantams, replacing Yeo Mauricio de Souza. Also in for SC United, number 14, Luis Molina Quintero. And he replaces number 10, Dion Dezell. 45th minute. So there's our subs, and in the midfield we battle on. And Fusion ball. And so play to the midfield now for the Fusion. And they belt it down the left side, headed out by SC United. Ball still alive now. The Bantams can't get possession or can't get it out. Trying to penetrate for the Fusion. Tonin Souza. And we have a throw in for North Carolina. And they're kind of doing the same thing, Mark, that they started the first half with, getting some good pressure deep in the bantam zone.
Yeah, you know, Coach Morris has changed the lineup for, oh, there was a nice opportunity, but the handball just before the shot. He's changed the formation now, so that they're playing a 4-1-4-1, a lot to take away a little bit more of the width. And you know, they're dropping in a little deeper and trying to take away the width. You know, they've got the lead. They're just going to try to make sure that they keep things tight defensively. The problem they had was getting opened up on the flanks there in the first half, and he's made this adjustment to give them 2 good wide players instead of 1 in a 3-5-2. And I think we'll see that should tighten things up a little bit and hopefully prevent the Fusion from getting wide and getting those balls into the box with a little different formation. Robinson's still up top. He's still the force. He's still the guy that can
look out,
create opportunities.
Dangerous there for the Fusion, but somehow it stays out.
I tell you, that was a great opportunity for the Fusion.
And got a corner kick or a throw in. It's like it'll be a corner kick coming up for North Carolina. Somehow that ball just stayed out. In the bottom right there, the goalkeeper for the Bantams, Caskinsela, makes the save. And tell you what, he's faced some shots, Mark, in the game, and I think he's looked pretty good tonight for SC United.
He's been very solid, particularly early. He had 8 saves in the first half, and particularly early when they were under a lot of pressure. Again, those shots are low, the ground's a little bumpy. You know, he's been really, really solid, I gotta say, and I think that's helped South Carolina United to sort of keep an even keel, and obviously they're in a position now with the lead. They're going to keep it tight defensively and look for opportunities to counter through Robinson.
Quickly on the counterattack, here come the Bantams. And, well, no foul there. Giving the ball to the Fusion. That was Kyle McLeod, number 2. That's quickly. Well, I tell you what, Mark, he is letting them play. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I mean,
like it or not, they're letting them play.
Yeah, the Fusion guys were a little upset with that no call, but again, I think the ball was, you know, headed out of play. I don't think he had an opportunity to play it, but a little risky by the South Carolina United defender there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to welcome some very special guests to the Freight Lines, Southeastern Freight Lines Soccer Complex tonight. Mark Burson and Van Taylor, legendary coaches here in South Carolina that have paved the way for soccer in our state and have made huge impacts nationally. We appreciate their support and what they have done for soccer. Mark Burson, longtime head coach of the Gamecocks of the University of South Carolina, and Van Taylor, the longtime coach of Lander. Let's give him a great round of applause. That was from Rob Strickland.
Hey, that's
the
great.
Executive director texted me saying, Tim, make this announcement. It was my pleasure to do so.
Well, that was very nice. I tell you, I didn't know Van was here tonight. I look forward to seeing him after the match because he's an unbelievable guy.
Mark, I did want to ask you, too, in a U.S. Open Cup game, do you have as many fouls? Do you have less fouls than a normal game, or is it just a regular game? doesn't matter?
No, I think there's a lot more intensity because, you know, the winner moves on. So it's there's a lot on the line. So yeah, and honestly, at this stage of the season, listen, these guys don't have their legs yet. They're not match fit. So there's going to be some, you know, miscalculations. There's going to be a little bit of fatigue. So I would expect that fouls could be in order here in the second half. Whether, you know, not that they're trying to foul, but I just think, you know, you've got all the ingredients in terms of the intensity and in terms of the early part of the season for fouls to happen.
Just wanted your perspective on that, because in some sports, when you quote-unquote get to the playoffs or whatever, they back off of it a little bit. But I know every sport is different.
No, and the other thing is, I mean, let's be honest. These rosters are in formulation. These players are part of a larger squad that will play a number of matches throughout the season. So these guys they're playing for a place on the team right now. So I say the intensity level is going to be very, very high.
We want to thank our cameramen today, Chris Simmons and Herbie Strickland, for their great work, and they're doing a lot of work behind the scenes and helping us get together. Thank you, men, for your hard work tonight and doing a great job on our cameras here from the Southeastern Freight Lines Soccer Complex in Columbia, South Carolina. This facility is owned by the soccer club. They've been expanding it every year with more and more bells and whistles, more and more facility. They're building a turf field right behind for practice purposes, and I think they're going to expand the stands at some point, and also going to put an enclosed press box here as well. So great job by Rob Strickland and the gang here at SC United. They're building a great brand and a great youth program, as well as the USL2 team and now a W League team coming in. The Bantams had a WPSL team last year, now going to the USL's W League. Corner in, shot cannot be played there by McLeod. It's flung out. This will be a throw in for SC United. Throwing it in for the Bantams, Max Landau. And it's going to be out and quickly goes over to the Fusion. Mark, we've had to don our jackets here in the second half. Temperature plummeting a little bit, and with the wind making it a little bit chilly. We're not uncomfortable or cold, but we did have to don our jackets here in the second half.
Yeah, I think my future as a weatherman is very limited, because I was thinking it was going to die down when the sun went down, but it hasn't. Again, it's a factor. It's a factor in this match, because the Fusion is now going to be able to put some balls deep and, you know, try to look for a mistake from the defenders from South Carolina United, but that's not actually what they like to do. They like to keep the ball. They like to move the ball. So, you know, I think it's going to, you know, they should stick to what they've been doing, because they've been really creating a lot of good opportunities, but it is a little bit of a factor.
Yeah, my only foray into weather forecasting, Mark, is that when the sun comes up, I say there's a 100% chance of light.
There you go.
And when the sun goes down, there's a 100% chance of dark. That's about as far as I can get. Throw in for SC United. They lead 1-0, and it's off of the body of Luis Molina Quintero. And the Fusion now have it. 59th minute of this match. The 38th minute, the only goal, a penalty kick for the Bantams, Edmundo Robinson. on the left flank. Now in the box, it's chipped in, knocked out of there by SC United, and they'll whale it out. But the Fusion still have it. Now we have a foul. That's against SC United. And the foul is on Luis Quintero, who just came in at the half.
Yeah, Quintero's lucky he didn't get a card on that one. I don't know if he's going to get booked now or if he's going to get a good talking to, but he's very fortunate to escape a card at that point. Now, I do think Aiden O'Brien has had a big impact on the game so far. He's really, really worked hard in the middle of the field to snuff out some opportunities. And I do think South Carolina United looks a little bit more comfortable right now. You know, they're still having to defend a lot, but I think the change that Lee Morris has made in terms of the shape of the team has been pretty good. They need to get something out of it in the attack, though.
Keep that ball a little bit back in the other team's end, in the Fusion's end. All right, top of the box. Shot partially blocked, but the Fusion will control. On the near side was Samuel Henneberg. Now down the side, it's knocked out of there. Good defensive play. And finally, bolted out of there by Ivan Fleck. But a lot of possession right now for North Carolina. They'll send it to the left corner. Ball is out, goal kick coming up for SC United. Well, I've been trying to hold off on this question, Mark, but with a 1-0 lead, we still have 30 minutes of soccer to go. When does SC United kind of just go into protection mode? Are we still far away from that?
Well, they're going into protection mode right now from the standpoint that they're trying to make sure to get, you know, 2 banks of 4 with an extra guy in the middle to shut down the Fusion's attack. But they're really not trying to play defensively. It's way, way too early for that. So they just feel like this is going to keep their lineup tight and give them an opportunity to try to build. Now, the second part of that is they've got to build. They've got to get their foot on the ball and get a little bit of possession. And, you know, thus far they haven't really been able to do that, but we'll see. Hopefully, you know, for United fans, they'll be able to do that.
The winner of this game plays the Charlotte Independence next week. Ball out and another goal kick coming up for SC United.
So if you notice, Tim, like the last 2 balls that have gone out for corners on that far side there, when the ball's going over the top, because South Carolina United now has 4 in the back, they're able to get out there a lot faster. So the margin of error for the Fusion to play those balls in is smaller, and they've hit those 2 off the end line. Plus they have the wind at their back, which is a little bit of a factor too. So, you know, I think, you know, United's well organized now. They've just got to try to generate just a little bit more to take the pressure off themselves.
Now in the 63rd minute, Bantams nursing that 1-0 lead. The Fusion has had some good possession, and now McLeod counterattacking for SC United. Steps just outside the box, throws one in, leg kicked out, and now out of bounds, a throw in deep in the Fusion end for SC United. And it will be Max Landau to throw it in. Down deep. And what is it? It's like a corner kick. Third corner kick of the game for SC United. See what they can do with this one. Taking the corner kick, Luis Flores. Left-footed. Booms it. It's going to be out. And the Fusion has it. Lost opportunity there for SC United.
Yeah, he'd like to have that one back. But again, it's early. He might have taken 15 or 20 since he's been here in the area training. So.
Yep. All right, here comes one right up our way. And out of bounds. Throw in for the Bantams. Mark, I did want to ask you, just in your opinion right now, okay, these guys have been together for maybe a week. What would the average fitness of these players be at this stage of the year?
Well, there's a big difference between fitness and match fitness. So their match fitness is basically very, very limited at this point. Now, again, they get together and they've got to play a game. So you can't work on fitness and really grind the guys and try to get them fit and then expect them to be able to recover and play in this match. So you kind of have to play with what you've got at this point. And it's going to be interesting to see for both teams how long they can go before they start really showing signs of fatigue. And I don't think either coach could go into this match having any idea when that was going to happen because they just haven't had the guys. So, you know, you got to make sure they're ready to play. You got to make sure they're organized. You got to make sure there's a team understanding. And then you roll the ball out at this point. Now, after a while, they'll have a chance to start building in some fitness and get their match fitness. But right now, their match fitness for both teams would just be a gigantic question mark.
So we'll see how that plays out now in the final minutes of this match. We're in the 66th minute. We got some more subs coming in here. It's number 12. '67th minute now in for SC United, Israel Evans. Substitution for the SC United Bantams. Now into the game. For SC United, number 12, Israel Evans. Israel Evans for the Bantams, replacing number 9, Edmundo Robinson. Substitution for the Fusion, also in the 66th minute. Into the game, number 12, Steven Hernandez. And he replaces number 9, Nito Pinheiro. 66th minute. Perhaps because of fitness, they're going to put some different guys in, right?
Yeah, I think both teams are going to have to, you know, be very careful and make some changes when they can.
Get some fresh legs out there.
A good opportunity there for the Fusion. Again, ball a little hot to handle. Goalkeeper kind of bobbled it there. Could have been a problem, but he recovered it. Again, the Fusion continues to keep pressure on South Carolina United. And again, they are organized, they're absorbing it, but you know, they need to be able to take some of the pressure off and keep the ball a little bit.
Mark, you got a visitor behind you.
There he is, the legend himself, Van
Is this
Taylor.
Van?
Yeah. Yeah, hey man, how are you? Good to see you.
Mark Burson and Van Taylor, two of the top soccer coaches of all time in South Carolina, visiting here in our press box. Van, nice to have you. Thanks for stopping by.
We're legends in our own minds.
I think you're a little more than that. You guys are too humble. It's great to see Van Taylor here, longtime coach of Lander University. We're in the 69th minute. 21 minutes to go. Now a deep ball down the left side. In the box, looking for an open man. They'll throw it back. Top of the circle. Trying to penetrate. Here comes the left-hander. It's blocked. Outstanding block there for the Bantams. And that was Robbie Jenkinson. And now we have a Bantams player slow to get up.
Yeah, again, you know, the Fusion really exploiting that left side. You know, they're very, very capable down that side, and they've done a really good job. And again, I think Lee Morris has done a great job, you know, plugging some holes. And he's got his team aligned well. But, you know, they're facing a lot of pressure over there. This is a classic injury that, you know, again, you know, it looks like a muscle type of situation. Again, you're going to see some of those early in the year. It's just tough for these guys because, again, they come in and the only thing they can really do is work on their team organization and how they're going to set up for this match, and they go out and they give it the best they can, but they can't in any way, shape, or form be match fit at this point. And hopefully he'll be able to continue. He's kind of limping. It looks a little bit like a muscle injury to me from here, but
it's number 21, Luis Flores, the injured Bantams player, and it looks like we're going to get a sub here for Flores.
Yeah, they're going to make a change, and he's done a very good job. He's done a very solid job there in midfield. So again, some young guys are going to, you know, a lot of players on this team are trying to find their way onto this roster. So this is a good opportunity.
It's the injured Bantam, number 21, Luis Flores. So this sub in the 72nd minute for SC United. We'll get that sub in a moment. And a goal kick coming up for the Bantams. Again, Gustavo Vasconcelos. He has been very strong today for the Bantams in goal. 18 minutes away for SC United. Still plenty of time in this soccer match. Time not even close at this point. All right, Bantams have it now. Long shot, but right on the foot of a Fusion player. And the Fusion quickly counterattack. Down the left flank. And hold it. Offside. Offside against North Carolina.
So this is where, again, you know, the Bantams need to control the pace of the game a little bit here, which they're doing. They're going to, you know, have the goalkeeper take this kick, move, take their time, get everyone upfield, get the Fusion back in their own half. You know, and now they could actually have somebody check back and get possession of the ball, but now they're gonna knock it upfield. And this is where they have to maintain possession when they're gonna hit those balls. They've got to be able to dig and win possession of those balls. Again,
into the game for the SC United Bantams, number 7, Keegan Burton. Number 27, Keegan Burton, now into the Bantams lineup. He replaces number 21, Luis Flores, in the 72nd minute. Through pass, still up for grabs, but the Bantams finally punch the ball out of danger. little bit of time and space. They'll send it back to the defense and up the right flank. Once again, the fusion is there. Harrison Roberts after the loose ball, number 8. But again, it's the North Carolina fusion that comes up with it. Moving up the field now, it's Samuel Henneberg. And to the top of the box, but booted out of there by SC United. They don't have too many guys up top right now, Mark, do they?
No. As I said, they've gone to a 4-1-4-1, which is fine, but you know they need to keep it. You know, when you play the ball up to that striker, he doesn't have anybody except himself, so
exactly.
He's got to then lay it on back to some guys and keep it. And again, these are just little things that, you know, they know as players, but they haven't played together. You know, they don't really have the nuances together as a team. It's not that these guys don't know it. It's that, you know, they haven't done it enough yet. So, again, from a tactical standpoint, good. From a implementation standpoint, they just need a little more time to be more proficient at it.
76th minute now. And we have a goal kick coming up for SC United. The goalkeeper for the Bantams, number 1, Gustavo Vasconcelos. He's seen plenty of leather his way tonight. Now Harrison Roberts tried to thread the needle. And cannot find Israel Evans. And organizing back at the D. Through ball stolen by the Bantams. And got a foul coming up this way. Foul is on number 14, Tom Marriott. Free kick for SC United. Finally get a chance to get that ball deep in fusion territory.
Well, you know, here the decision from the number 14 for United was very, very good there. You know, he didn't see any opportunity to play it forward, so he pulled it back, and it resulted in a foul. But it was a good decision on his part to try to. He's looking for some help. He's looking for somebody to link up with, and that was good. And it ended up in them maintaining the ball, at least in terms of getting a free kick.
Bantams have got it now. Keeper was out of his net a little bit, shot on goal. But the save made by Perryman.
That was a little ambitious, but he kind of saw he was out. He thought he'd just take a chance there.
All right, SC United now in the counter, 3-on-3. Punching it down the right side. This is Israel. Bantams finally get a little possession time in the fusion zone. Now they throw it down the right side. Keeper coming out. Wasn't able to contain it, but the fusion able to recover and boom it out. "12 minutes to go in regulation. We're in the 78th minute. I'm Tim Donnelly with the play-by-play from Columbia, South Carolina. Longtime University of South Carolina Gamecocks head men's coach Mark Burson joining me in this Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup match from Columbia. It is considered a professional match, and so the first professional match we understand here in Columbia. And you know, we had a pretty good crowd here tonight too, Mark, considering it's Wednesday night.
Great crowd. I mean, you know, South Carolina United has done a wonderful job in the community. This is a grassroots program from the littlest little players running around, you know, all the way up to here at the professional level. So that vertical integration is so important to soccer in this country, and it's great to have it here in Columbia, South Carolina. You know, Rob Strickland and the club have done a very, very good job, and the crowd tonight was excellent.
Yes, it was. Substitution for the Fusion. Into the game, number 18, William Lorenz. Replacing number 16, Jamie Deluzio, in the 74th minute. The ball will come to Bantam's keeper.
So much better here in this last stretch from the Bantams as far as being able to calm the game down a little bit, get their foot on the ball, and create, you know, a bit more possession. So definitely better, and I think that's helped them a lot. It's kept the pressure off their back line.
We're in the final 10 minutes of the match. SC United had a 1-0 lead at the half, and they've held it here in the first 35 minutes of this second half. There was a foul there on Israel Evans. Now the Fusion trying to split the defense. Look out. In the slot shot, off the crossbar, and headed out of there. The crossbar. Well, wait a minute. Are they saying goal?
The referee's giving a goal.
Oh, my. It looked like it hit the crossbar and bounded out. I guess we're going to maybe try to get a look at it here.
Wonder if we could see that again. We did get the replay. I wonder if we could see that replay again. Well, boy, that was a bang-bang play, as they say.
It did hit the crossbar, Mark. The only thing I can see, did it hit down and over the line when it came down?
Correct. That's the call.
Okay.
When the ball came down, it was over the line and then bounced back out. And the linesman, he's consulted with his linesman, and now they're talking again.
All right. Do some clock duties here. And so it is now 1-1, and how does that change the strategy for SC United?
Well, you know, for both teams now, I mean, it's going to be a game of mistakes. You know, the intensity meter just blew up, basically. It just went off the charts. So, you know, both teams now, you know, the next goal clearly could decide the match. And so, you know, South Carolina United has got to push forward and you know, throw a little more caution to the wind. The Fusion as well. So, you know, they're riding. The emotion now is clearly in favor of the Fusion because they've just equalized. United's got to absorb that mentally and try to come back and try to get an opportunity. You know, you talked about fouls earlier in the match, and you know, now you've got the perfect recipe for a lot of intensity and you know, a lot of opportunities for the referee to be a little bit busy in there.
North Carolina Fusion goal number 12, Steven Hernandez in the 80th minute. Fusion goal 12, Hernandez in the 80th minute. So, Mark, what's the overtime rules here?
Well, the overtime rules are, you know, there's going to be, I believe there's extra time and then penalties. So, you know, I would first of all let's back it up and say that Hernandez did a tremendous job on that play. That was he broke in and cut the ball back, eliminated the South Carolina United defender, and finished that goal really, really well. I mean, so all credit to the Fusion for equalizing and playing under pressure. You know, the stress and the pressure of being down. They've dealt with that. So now they're going to be riding a little bit of a wave. United now has got to counter. They got to pick it up and find that little extra to give them the opportunity to get the goal.
And you have to give the Fusion credit for sticking with it.
Absolutely. No, I mean, the mental toughness to do that at this point is great. Now, you know, does United have a little something? Ooh.
Offside there against SC United.
Yeah, that was tight. That was tight. And
Is it 220s?
I believe it's 210s.
210s, okay.
And then, you know, then it'll eventually go to penalties because someone has got to go on.
Right.
And I saw the other day in MLS Next, they're going to have all the matches this year go to penalties, so there won't be any draws.
Okay.
So that's something there. That's a new rule that they're looking at, a new game format that they're looking at. So that's going to be kind of interesting for that group.
U.S. fans love winners, right?
Yeah, I mean.
We're in the 86th minute now. Again, the Fusion has equalized here in the 80th minute on a goal by Steven Hernandez. Hit the crossbar. We're perceiving that it hit the crossbar, but when it came down, it was enough that it was over the line, and that was the result of the goal. It wasn't buried in the back of the net, but
you know, it's a game of inches. I mean, you've heard that a million times in several different sports, but in our sport in particular, the ball hits a crossbar and goes out, you got nothing. The ball hits a crossbar and goes in, you're maybe through to the next round, and that's how fine, that's how fine the decisions can be. Again, the Fusion really doing a great job of keeping possession and penetrating. Oh, that was a great opportunity there.
wow.
Very well constructed by the Fusion, I must say. Very well constructed.
That should have been a goal. Talking about somebody would like something back. That was Jamie DeLuzio.
Vasconcelos did a very good job of coming out and being big. You know, he forced them to go to the far side, and he just missed.
So the Bantams with a throw in now. They need a goal. Their only goal in the first half, in the 38th minute, on a penalty kick from Edmundo Robinson. Really haven't had too many good opportunities here in the second half offensively. Tim Donnelly along with Mark Burson from Columbia, South Carolina. Down the left flank, here comes North Carolina. They chip it in the box. Fusion can't get a shot away. They'll retreat for a moment and forced back. Now down the left wing. Try to get it in the box. Look out, there's a man. Shot, oh my! Saved by the keeper, then I think that one off the crossbar. Vasconcelos.
This is a great shot and a fantastic save. I mean, he has been outstanding tonight in goal. I mean, he really has. Not only the saves he's made, but his positioning, the way he's come out and forced the issue on some of the opportunities for the Fusion. I mean, he's been very, very good. And let's face it, the goal was, wow. I mean, every bit close margin. So very, very well done by him tonight. He's really given a good account of himself.
But more troublesome for SC United, the dangerous chances in the last couple of minutes for the Fusion.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's how the game goes, right? You know, the Fusion is feeling it now. You know, they've got the adrenaline. They've equalized. They're feeling it. And United is just a little bit back on their heels. They've made another change here with number 11 coming in to give them a little bit more juice up that sideline and try to maybe break in behind. So hopefully that change may help as well.
Substitution for the SC United Bantams now into the game, number 11, Kalesto Mahathe. 85th minute. Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup game here tonight from Columbia. The stadium clock has been stopped at the 90-minute mark. The official on the field, the referee keeping the correct time. To the box flicked up. We're going to get a corner kick coming up for the Fusion here. They've been applying all kinds of pressure in the second half. They finally equalized in the 80th minute. The referee has indicated there is 2 minutes of stoppage time. 2 minutes of stoppage time. Corner kick for the Fusion. Into the box, headed out by the Bantams. Now they're going to send it right back in again with only a couple minutes left. Look out, shot blocked by the defense. Offside? Offside there against North Carolina. So maybe a minute left in stoppage time, and then we're going to head to overtime.
For overtime, we'll have 2 15-minute halves.
Okay, great. Thank you for that clarification, Mark.
Yep.
Got a good look at that good opportunity. The Fusion really feeling it now in the last 10 minutes after getting that equalizing goal.
And I'll tell you, there's the whistle. Both of these teams, I mean, for this early in the year, have put on a really good display tonight.
I think so.
I mean, the fouls have been, you know, it hasn't been clumsy. It hasn't been some of the things you might see early in preseason with teams that have, you know, haven't played. I mean, overall, it's been a very, very good competitive match. And, you know, credit to the Fusion for keeping their composure, keeping their intensity, and dialing up a goal there at the end. So we're really set for some great overtime here.
Get a look at the officials there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are headed for, is it sudden death? We are headed for overtime, 2 15-minute overtime sessions, 2 15-minute overtime sessions. And then if neither team can score, we go to penalty kicks. So we're heading for our first 15-minute sudden death overtime session. So, Mark, what are the coaches telling their teams right now? Start first with the Fusion.
Well, I think for the Fusion, they're excited. You know, I mean, they're feeling it. You know, they're just going to make sure to say, you know, keep it tight in the back. Let's don't give up something silly on a counter. Keep the pressure and go wide. You know, attack them wide, particularly, again, down that left-hand side. They've had a lot of success tonight in creating opportunities down there. On the other side for United, I mean, they've got to regroup a little bit here. And to be honest, the change in their tactical lineup, I think, was really good. They hung in, and they were, you know, very close to putting the game out of reach. But you know, they got scored on, and now they have to change their mentality and come out and you know, take the initiative a little bit more. So, you know, again, this is two teams that I stress to you, they can't be even close to being in total match fit form right now. So these guys are going to have to really dig deep.
Oh, so we keep it at 90?
I think that's a critical factor.
Okay. All right, so the teams have talked it over. And we are set for overtime. Tim Donnelly, Mark Burson from the Southeastern Freight Line Soccer Complex. A wind picking up here now. The goal for SC United, Edmundo Robinson, a penalty kick in the 38th minute. And then in the 80th minute, Steven Hernandez with a goal to equalize for the Fusion. And boy, these two teams, Mark, in the last couple of games, in the playoff game last year, that winner was the Fusion. There's the PK. Oh, kind of slid underneath him there. He kind of leaned the right way, but he got it underneath him. And now we're going to see the Fusion goal. Looked like for a moment the Bantams had kept it out, but like it came straight down and over the line.
So, Tim, we've got 2 15s and no golden goal. So,
right.
Yeah, so, you know, the mandatory 15s. And to be honest, on a night like this, when, you know, the elements, it's not dramatic, but the wind is a little bit of a factor. And so both teams will have that. And this is going to be a really, really interesting couple of periods here because, again, as I said, these players, they're not fit for this. and my hat's off to them. They've put on a really, really good exhibition tonight for as early in the season as this is. And both coaches, I think, have been very, very smart in their substitutions. And I think particularly, I must say, the Fusion was sticking to their guns, you know, keeping their intensity, sticking with their game plan, and they've been able to come through and find the equalizer. So credit to them tonight because it's been a bit of an uphill battle for them to try to, you know, get that goal, and they did it. Now it's a brand new game. It's a brand new game, and both teams have to, you know, start anew, and it'll be interesting to see what we get out of these last 2 periods.
So, no golden goal, 2 15-minute periods. So we're going to play at least 30 more minutes of soccer. And it looks like the Fusion will get to kick it off here. And we'll see who wants it more in this Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup game here tonight from Columbia, their first ever U.S. Open Cup home game. Fusion have the ball. And will build it from the back. On the move, no foul there. And Evans has the ball for SC United. Dribbling down the right side. Still with some moves. And the Bantams throwing it back. Aiden O'Brien got an injured Fusion player. And let's see who that is. Looks like Tom Marriott.
Yeah, and Marriott's been a major player for the Fusion tonight. You know, and I think, again, you know, it's a situation where these guys, my hat's off to them. I mean, they're going to sleep well tonight, all of them, because, you know, they just haven't had the opportunity to train to really be ready for this kind of, you know, demand on them. And, you know, Marriott's going to try to continue, which is great, but really good work by both teams tonight, and I wouldn't be surprised to see, unfortunately, some other players really struggling here as we move through these last 30 minutes.
I mean, you wonder if the Fusion's getting tired, all those runs they've had all night, and maybe they'll eventually run out of gas.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's possible. I tell you, though, when you equalize, man, you can run forever.
Well, that's true.
You've got the juice. And they certainly have the juice right now. But again, you know, this game could turn on a dime. We've seen it. We've seen it twice tonight, and so it's just going to be exciting to see how we come down the stretch here.
Harrison Roberts in the box. There was a header. Oh my goodness! Plenty of open net, but the header goes wide. That might be the best Bantams opportunity of the whole match.
That was a great cross. Well-timed run from number 7. You know, just very good attack by the Bantams.
And a great ball. A great ball as well from Harrison Roberts. So we're 3 minutes into the first 15-minute session. Great opportunity there for SC United. Keegan Burton with that great opportunity just a minute ago for the Bantams. Now the Fusion. Have it and cross the midfield line. They're going to call a foul, but outside the box. Be against SC United.
Very good call by the official.
It was.
Initial contact right outside. The referee was right on top of it. Clever cutback, you know, there to draw the foul. So this is a dangerous opportunity.
The Bantams will form their wall. Here it comes. Into the wall, blocked, follow-up is wide, and we get a goal kick for SC United. Mark planned there for the wall to block it, and then hopefully it would bound to a Fusion player. Was that the plan by North Carolina?
No. He was trying to put that up and over, and it just mishit it. I mean, struck it into the wall. The wall did a good job blocking it.
All right, the Bantams now. Can't get possession. North Carolina has dominated in possession time in the match, but we're still tied at 1. And McLeod kicks it out of bounds for the Bantams. We get a throw in for North Carolina. Mark, can you believe I played college soccer for 2 years?
I can.
At a school you never heard of. Edinburgh State University. It's a state school about 100 miles north of Pittsburgh. And my senior year, believe it or not, we had a really good team. We were NAIA back then. And we went down and played the University of Pittsburgh at Pitt Stadium and beat them 6-0. Joe Luxbacher was a player, and he's the coach, I think, there now in Pitt. And I was just a sub, okay? But we were ahead 6-0, and the coach threw a lot of us subs in. I got to play. I remember Joe Luxbacher coming down. I was a fullback. I thought, oh, my goodness, this guy was so much better than me. I just tried to stay in front of him. But we won. It was the biggest victory ever in the history of this school. We beat the big University of Pittsburgh Panthers D1 6-0 on their field at Pitt Stadium. Great memory.
Well, I tell you, there's, you know, in the state of Pennsylvania, you talk about Edinburgh, but you've got Lock Haven,
yes.
You've got Shippensburg, you've got really, really great teams with great soccer tradition in the state of Pennsylvania for years.
I'm amazed you know those teams.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we played against all of them. Shippensburg, Lock Haven, Slippery Rock, Clarion. We played against them all.
Tim, this is the time of the game when mistakes are going to happen. These guys are genuinely really tired, and they're giving it everything. But you know, you're going to be late in a challenge. There can be a foul like that right there. You know, that comes either out of frustration or being tired or whatever. And you know, both teams have laid it all out there tonight, and both teams are to be congratulated and you know, recognized for putting a tremendous effort out. However, this is where mistakes happen. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this game hinge on a mistake or an error at this point.
Yellow card against the Fusion. That was almost a tackle over there. So we got a kick coming up here for SC United on this little bit of a chilly night, but it's still not too bad. We got our jackets on, but it's not bad.
Great night for playing, though. I mean, the players are loving this.
Now we got a sub coming in for SC United here. Some fresh troops. Got Harrison Roberts going on. We'll get it from Josh Schimmel in a second. Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup match. First ever in Columbia, South Carolina between the NC Fusion and the SC United Bantams. And again, both these teams in USL 2 played against each other in the playoffs here on this field last year. The Fusion won it in overtime, 2-1. All right, dancing in the box. Unable to get a shot away, and the Bantams recover. Stolen right back by North Carolina. Chip it in the box, cleared out. And a Fusion throw in. Yellow card issued to the Fusion's number 14, Tom Marriott, in the 95th minute. Substitution for SC United. Into the game, number 18, Pete Luther. Pete Luther into the game, number 18 for SC United, replacing number 8, Harrison Roberts, in the 99th minute. All right, 10 minutes into the first 15-minute overtime. And the Fusion knocking it around. And a foul coming up there. Oh, yeah. The card coming up here.
Yeah,
I think so.
It's a card, and that's exactly what I'm talking about as far as, you know, being tired. I mean, that foul, that's just a bad judgment. I mean, that ball's going nowhere. There's really no need to take a foul there, and he takes a card. But that's because he's running 150 miles an hour, and he's, you know, starting to get tired, and, you know, it's one of those things. But look, again, these teams have laid it all out there tonight. I gotta say, it's been a tremendous match.
Absolutely. And that was Pete Luther who got knocked out. He just came into the game. Hello, welcome to the game.
Yeah, welcome to the game, Pete.
NC Fusion said. All right, blasted down deep, headed out. This will be a goal kick?
No, it was a foul.
Or a foul,
on
okay.
that challenge, yep, they both went up. And
The referee has issued a yellow card to North Carolina's number 4, Tannen Sousa, in the 101st minute. All right, Fusion throw in here. And the Bantams. Here's Evans. Look out. Tried to put it up. It hit a player. And now another throw in for North Carolina. We're in the first overtime session. Both these teams trying to advance to play the Independence of Charlotte next weekend. Or next week, I beg your pardon, next week. Throw in, Landau. And North Carolina's got it, and here they come. Here's Marriott. The Bantam steal. Flick it up the field. And it's knocked out. This will be a throw-in for SC United. Now we have just about a minute to go in this first overtime. If neither team can score in this overtime or the next 15-minute overtime, we will head to penalty kicks. And Mark, best of
5.
5, okay. All right, now a break. Shot.
Great tackle. Absolutely great tackle.
Yes, it was.
Excellent defending there. That was critical.
Steve Hernandez, who has the goal for the Bantams on that effort.
Hernandez has been outstanding all night. He really has, and that was well done by him as well.
I wonder why he wasn't in to start the game. Ball in the box, look out, shot, block, follow, score, Fusion. They bang it home by Vasconcelos. And the Fusion has grabbed the lead here in overtime.
14, Marriott has been a real workhorse all night, you know, and he battled through that injury here. You know, the ball served in again from the left side. First shot, second shot falls, and he makes the most of it. Falls right to him, and he jumps right on it. Well taken goal.
So there's going to be a little stoppage time here. So the Bantams need a goal here. Pete Luther will kick it off for SC United. So, looks like we've reached the first 15-minute overtime, and the goal by Tom Marriott. North Carolina Fusion goal. Number 14, Tom Marriott, in the 105th minute. Again, the Fusion goal, 14 Marriott in the 105th minute. So now it's going to be SC United having to really push forward. So now what does Lee Morris tell the gang? They're going to have to take some chances now.
Yeah, I mean, now you have a direct role reversal from the first half with the added intensity that you don't have a lot of time. So, you know, this was the position that that the Fusion was in, chasing the game, and now United has to chase the game, and this will be very, very critical. You know, can they make the adjustments? Can they make the mental, you know, adjustment they need and get the intensity to push on forward? But, you know, listen, really well taken goal. Three of the major guys on the night, the number 10, you know, hit the first one. It was blocked, and then Marriott finishes it. Well deserved for him. I mean, he's been a warrior all night for them. Yeah. It just fell right to him, and he struck it perfectly. And he needed to, because I'll tell you what, the South Carolina United goalkeeper has been outstanding all night, and it was just out of his reach. But really well taken goal. And you look at that goal. You look at the goal that was off the crossbar and just over the line.
Oh, I know.
And then you look at a penalty. I mean, this has been a first-class game early in the season for both of these teams. And, you know, both of these teams should feel very, very good about the performance. But right now, the only thing that matters is who goes through. And so South Carolina United's got to find a way.
Exactly. Well put. So the Bantams will kick it off here, and they need a goal. They'll move from right to left across your screen at a second overtime. It is the Fusion on the strength of a Tom Marriott goal in the 105th minute of the match, and 15 more minutes to go. Now Luther will not kick off, but the Bantams have it. Also keep thinking about that header from Keegan Burton that would have given the Bantams that lead that just went wide. All right, the Fusion back. And my guess is, Mark, I don't think they're going to pack it in here in this next 15 minutes. They've had pretty good success controlling the ball, keeping it deep in SC United territory. That would be, I would think, their strategy here in the final 15 minutes.
Well, honestly, the Fusion looks at this point to be really, really in good form for such an early part of the season.
Yes.
You know, they've stuck to their guns. They've stuck to their, you know, their shape and their, you know, tactical idea, and they've kept the ball well. And, you know, all credit to them, you know, because they faced the adversity of being a goal down. They clawed back in it, and then they found a way to get the goal that put them ahead. So, you know, I think they've had an outstanding performance tonight, and I wouldn't expect them to change anything at this point, although I don't think they're going to take very many chances sending too many players forward at this point.
Right. So down the right side, the Bantams need a goal here. Throw in for SC United.
Great ball out from Vasconcelos. Tremendous distribution to find that winger.
Try to get the ball in. And controlling it now, McLeod. Hampered. Have to dish it back to his defense. The Fusion pressuring well the Bantams defenders.
Yeah, they stepped up very well on the press. You know, McLeod really didn't have a lot of help out there, and you know, made a good decision to play the ball back. But the Fusion have just stepped up the press. You know, and the Bantams are just going to have to deal with that now. They're going to have to find a way to get through them.
And a sub coming in for North Carolina.
I'll tell you, this young man Marriott's coming off, and he has been he's been a warrior tonight for the Fusion. Very, very well played. He's done a tremendous job.
Sure has. And probably out of gas and figures, hey, I've done my job now, boys. Hold on to these last 12 minutes. And goal kick coming up for the Bantams. Had a 1-0 lead in the match on a penalty kick by Edmundo Robinson, but finally in the 80th minute, the Fusion were able to equalize, and then they got the goal in overtime, and they are on top and in command right now. Now we got to throw in for North Carolina. Foul against the Bantams. Fusion ready to put it in play. There it comes, headed out by SC United. Little give and go there. And number 5, Samuel Hall, he's a tall drink of water, isn't he, Mark?
Yeah, he was loving it up there. He's their center back, and he had his opportunity up in the penalty area, and he wasn't going to waste it. He wasn't going to let anybody deny him his moment, and he did really well. Got that ball across and could have created an opportunity. He's like, hey, I'm not just a destroyer. I can create some things, too.
10 minutes left in the second overtime. Bantams need a goal to tie. But right now, the Fusion now moving in. Shot in the box. Great stop there by Vasconcelos.
Tremendous save. Absolutely excellent goalkeeping. I mean,
The Bantams just couldn't keep it in there. Yeah, he's been the MVP, no doubt, for the Bantams tonight, even though he's given up a couple of goals. Now we got a throw in here for SC United, but deep in their end. And the defense will head it back to Vasconcelos. Boom it out of there. Boy, Mark, you just got to give credit to the Fusion tonight. Their time of possession has just been overwhelming, really.
well, you know, I tell you, they look like a team that's not in preseason form. Their understanding, the way they've set up, the way they've played the ball has been very, very good. And again, you know, their mentality. You know, I mean, I think to give up the goal on the penalty, you know, they stuck to their guns, they stuck to the way they want to play, and they've been very, very effective at it. And I think they're a credit to their coaching staff for having them well prepared and for their attitude to the way they've approached the game. On the flip side, South Carolina's done a really good job. I mean, you know, they've done a good job. They, you know, again, the goal they gave up to tie was infinitely close. It's kind of a heartbreaking kind of thing. And then they've got to, you know, they got to suck it up and find a way. And look, the deciding goal was a really nice, well-taken goal by the Fusion. And, you know, that's what should decide a professional Lamar Cup game like this. And that's the game. That's the two goals that they scored have been outstanding. United pushing everybody up now. They're going for a last gasp. Anything you can get. Appeal for a handball, but that's not going to be given. So they've got to throw in, and now they're just going to keep the pressure on and get it in the mixer and see what can happen.
Goaltender Gustavus Vasconcelos is way up in midfield. You're right, they're going to pull out all the stops here. They have to.
Yep.
Trip there. And we'll see what the Bantams can do with this one. To the box, kicked out of there by the Fusion. But the Bantams will grab it and take it right back in again. Head it out. And right back in, it'll go wide, and Perryman, the goalkeeper. And we haven't had to call his name a lot tonight. Got about 5 minutes to go in the second overtime. And ball is way out. That is Evans. And getting it back to Robbie Jenkinson. Bantams are gonna have the kick here.
Goalkeeper's coming up, so this will get exciting here.
Oh, wow, he is in there. Only Kyle McLeod back for SC United. Ball into the box, good ball, looking for that header.
Oh.
Dumped back in again. As the keeper trying to get back in, the Bantams are able to keep that ball in and allow him to get back.
I tell you, that ball bounced to Vasconcelos. He could have had an opportunity to score, and wouldn't that have been a
Oh my
story?
goodness.
Well taken opportunity there by the Bantams, you know, kind of a last gasp, but you know, well taken, you know, under the pressure of the moment of the game. They did well with that.
Substitution coming in here. There's a North Carolina player down.
Yellow card given there to the, actually I can't see his number, the big man there for South Carolina United, kind of going through the player on that one.
All right, we're getting close to the end here. About 2.5 minutes left. I know the clock's, I think, a little bit behind. As the Fusion will get a kick.
It's a good opportunity here. There it is.
Oh my.
Good opportunity, well taken. And that's the nail in the coffin right there from
Hernandez again.
Well taken, really, you know, just a momentary lapse, you know, a fatigue in a momentary lapse, and really well done by the Fusion.
Well, that'll pretty much put the icing on the cake. 3-1 now.
Fatigue there. Two South Carolina United players kind of diving in, you know, on the tackle, and a really well taken goal. Not much that Vasconcelos could have done with that.
So unless something drastic happens here, Mark, it will be the North Carolina Fusion who will head to Charlotte next week to play the Charlotte Independence, USL 1 team.
Yeah, and I got to say, for both teams tonight, again, a great event, right?
Yes.
Major accomplishment for the Bantams and for the state of South Carolina to host this event, and you know, proud to be a part of it myself here with you, and you know, it's great. Look, both teams played very well, especially for this early part of the year. credit to the Fusion. They've really been very, very good on the night. And, you know, both teams will take this experience and build on it and move on it, you know, through the rest of the season.
Exactly. North Carolina Fusion goal scored by number 12, Steven Hernandez, in the 118th minute. Again, that Fusion goal, 12, Hernandez, in the 118th minute. Ladies and gentlemen, that ends our match tonight, our Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup match here at the Southeastern Freight Line Soccer Complex. In overtime, it is the North Carolina Fusion defeating the SC United Bantams by a score of 3-1. Exciting night here in Columbia. I want to thank all of the fans for coming out and supporting the Bantams on this historic night of hosting their first ever Lamar U.S. Open Cup match. And do drive home very, very carefully. And again, thanks so much for coming out on behalf of all of us at the SC United Bantams. And on behalf of all of us, my good friend Josh Schimmel from Game Day Experts, and I'm public address announcer Tim Donnelly. Drive home very carefully and do keep America in your thoughts and prayers. Good night, everybody.